Hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday today. It's awfully rainy and dreary here in New England. Before I get too far, just let me know that you can hear and see me okay. Michelle, I see you ask, how do I sign up for my classes? I put the link sort of everywhere. I will put the link under this video. The link is right now in the community tab. Everybody, if you're interested in becoming a member, or if you are a member, in the community tab and the membership tab too for members, I put all the January lives that we have, and the link is also there. So um, I'm really excited to be back with you. I'm really, glad that I'm healing and I'm getting some stamina back. I'm doing readings tomorrow again. So thank you everyone for letting me know that you can hear and see me all right. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so I am on the mend. I'm healing. It was major surgery. And like I said in my last video, I didn't want to scare people, but it was a team of surgeons. It wasn't just your straightforward hysterectomy. And literally, I'm 10 pounds lighter. To give you an idea of I had tumors, fibroids, nodules, cysts. I mean, you name it. It was major surgery. But and for everyone that's a client, this weekend I am going to be emailing all of you to set up your readings. So I have 3 days of readings that I need to reschedule. So I will be doing that. And I'm still trying to wade through all those emails. I have thousands to go through. I missed all of you too. So yes, thank you. Gosh, so many of you showed up tonight. Thank you. Oh, Michelle, welcome to Angelic Messages. I will be doing an angel channeling for all of you this month, like I do every month. And I wanted to show you something fun before I get into all of this. A present that Michael had given me for Christmas. I showed you the ring in the last video, but he got me a collection of little alien babies. I have the first two. This is Zoe and this one's Nova. They have little pacifiers. I mean, so funny. They have little pacifiers and they have like little diapers on, and it's part of a collection from the Bradford Exchange. There's, I believe, 2 more coming, and it's limited edition. Once they're done making them, they're not going to make any more, but I think that's so funny. Rena, welcome to membership. I see that you just joined. Welcome. Don't give 45 any ideas. I wasn't sure how some people's sense of humor was, but I was going to say this is actually what they found when they did surgery on me. This is what they took out. But I have sort of that dry, sarcastic New England sense of humor. So if you haven't already, please like, comment, say hi, subscribe. Only members can subscribe. I mean, only subscribers. I'm so sorry. Only subscribers. Which is free, can comment in my lives. That way it keeps out trolls and those sort of people. And yeah, check out membership. We have a lot going on this month. Really excited. So much going on. The big seminar that I'm doing this month is how to really explore and expand your psychic abilities. There'll be a seminar on that, and the whole schedule's out. So and if you want a reading, go to my website. I'll never solicit you. I'm booked until sometime in March. So DianeAquarius.com. And last chance for the free giveaways, go to the community tab. For everyone, I am giving away a free reading in March. That's my next opening. Because I got 1.1 million views in 2022. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. And my membership is doing amazing. So for members, you also have a giveaway on top of that, where I'm giving away the Archangel Michael, the brand new Radley Valentine Oracle cards. So go to the community tab if you want to be entered, and next week I'll do a drawing. So, all right, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, thank you for all the nice comments. I do see all your comments as I'm sitting here. And yeah, just welcome Vegan Aries and Lynn, Lindy, Curious One, Janet. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming this evening. So this is the big annual show that I think most of us in this genre do. And that is the annual prediction. So this is the annual prediction for 2023. So this year is the year of the Chariot, because in numerology, 2023 comes out to be 7, right? And so the meaning of the Chariot is about going forward. So this is going to be a year where we go forward with intention, um, where we really start to focus and use our power and use our control to move forward in a positive way. Now, if seven is your life path number, like mine is 9, if 7 is your life path number, that has to do with introspection and a lot to do with like self-confidence, self-awareness. So that is also something that we can expect in 2023, that we're going to become more self-aware, more introspective, reflective, meditative. Sevens are also about wholeness and perfection. Oh, welcome, Ashley. Ashley's been a member for 13 months. That's amazing. Thank you. Sevens are also about ascension. And I think that's going to be a big thing because it's setting us up for 2024, where I think 2024 is going to be amazing. And it's moving away from obstacles. The chariot has that ability to move us forward and to move us forward with intention and with purpose. And so I think this is a year that's going to be fantastic for manifesting and for finding your life purpose and really just awakening. Okay. And also, too, as we all know, 7 is a lucky number. So I think, yes, the chariot is also about victory and triumph, which does mean we have to have some obstacles that we overcome to be victorious over. And so I see people asking about life path number. You add your month with, I have a whole class on that. But it's basically your month with the day, with the year, and you break it down number by number by number until you get to a single number, or you could have a master number like 11. But that's how you get that. So let's get into what I got mostly from the Rock Collective. I was actually asking mostly the Rock Collective to give me info. Okay. And so I do have a lot here to go over with you. And 2 people that I see us not talking about as we get into 2023 is Vlad. You all know who I'm talking about. I do think, yes, the war in Ukraine is going to end in 2023. And it's like he disappears. So take that however you want. But I do not see us talking about Vlad. I do not see him being an issue going into 2024. Okay. Nor do I see him being healthy at all. The other person is Elon Musk. I do not see us talking about him. It's sort of like he kind of disappears too. Like he just kind of fades into the distance. I don't see him keeping Twitter, I'll be honest. I do see him kind of unloading it with somebody else. It's just, I don't know. I think he's going to have a lot of failures. I think he's bit off more than he could chew. And I also, we always say like 45 is going to be the most litigated man in history. Well, I think Elon's going to come awfully close to that. He's going to really not just rub people the wrong way. He's going to be rubbing the wrong people the wrong way and doing things that are actually illegal, I think. So, for entertainment purposes only, but that is my prediction with the 2 of them. I also think, too, we're going to be finding that certain politicians have some deep ties with Russia as Vlad disappears. I suspect we're going to be hearing quite a bit about Marjorie Taylor Greene when it comes to ties to Russia. So, stay tuned for that one. And also, by the way, I'm basing a lot of this on the questions that you gave me because I asked everyone to, tell me what you want me to read on for predictions. And so I kind of summed everything up. So, yeah. So someone that you've probably been hearing about in the news a lot, Sam Bankman-Fried. I think what is happening to him needs to happen. He needs to be prosecuted, all of that. But here's what I think is going to actually come of it. And that is we get new laws regarding crypto. And, because it wasn't very well regulated, was it? Of course, what he did was actually downright illegal, right? But it wasn't very well regulated. I do see that changing. I do see it becoming far more structured. Okay. The U.S. economy I do see that inflation is going to ease up as we go into the year. For whatever reason, I keep getting around June as being like a real turning point in 2023 where things get lighter and brighter. So I think we just need to tough it out over the winter. Spring, okay, things start to get better. And then I think by June, we really start to feel better about things, lighter, brighter. The inflation eases up. I also think we're going to become more united as Americans, but I think also as a world around that time also. And I think really what it's all about is that it's getting us ready for fourth density, right? In 2024. Becoming more heart-centered, being more compassionate, seeing the oneness in it all. Okay. Yes, Sharon, after indictment season is over. Yes. So I'm going to get to that. Yeah, that could also be part of what I'm seeing. And when I get to that, that might make a lot of sense to you. I am going to keep drinking my water here, so excuse me. Now, of course, some people, though, as we're going towards fourth density, they're going to resist it, right? Because some people are going to not be of service to others. They're going to be service to self-oriented. And if you don't know, I teach the law of one. That's where this comes from. I channel the Ra that gave us the law of one. And some people are going to choose that other path, the negative path, which is their right. It's a free will planet, right? And so some of those people are really going to struggle because they're not going to want things to become lighter and brighter. And that's going to cause all kinds of issues for them. Okay. Holly, I will get to your question. Holly's asking about ETs. I have that here. I do think that there's going to be lots of reflection, lots of change, and purging what doesn't work. So that is going to cause a little bit of turmoil and a little bit of chaos, right? Because we're going to be getting rid of what no longer serves us, what is no longer for the highest good. In our personal lives, we're going to be getting rid of those people that are toxic and negative. And my promise to you with this channel and with membership is that I will always keep out those toxic people. I'm not going to let anyone get harassed. I mean, not just me, but all of you. We all have to do our part. I can't change the world, but I can at least keep my channel, the vibes high. Okay. Now, as I've said before, I am not a geo empath. Okay. There are like geomantic empaths. I'm not one of them. So if a storm is coming to Idaho, I don't feel it. Okay. So what I do is I go into a channeling state and I ask the Ra, what do I need to know when it comes to Gaia, to our mother? And basically, it hasn't changed from what I've been saying. Worldwide, there's going to be more storms. Okay. So that isn't going to change because as we're purging, the earth is purging. Okay. So expect more flooding, more hurricanes, more volcanoes, more tornadoes. The earth is going through everything that we're going through. And so, but it's worldwide. There are a couple of states that do stand out to me. California is being one that I see as having a lot of natural weather patterns that are going to be very difficult. Things that is not great. And I also see Florida and like Florida going over in towards Texas as being an issue and slightly above Florida going up that way too. One thing that I've been saying to my clients in readings, if you're going to be purchasing a new house or renting an apartment or condo or whatever, stay at the very least, a mile inland. Okay. Stay at least a mile inland. And for those of us who are used to living on the coast, that's a little tough. I get it. But that is my advice. And honestly, I am taking it to heart because, as you know, I'm looking into purchasing a house in 2023. My guides have said with the housing market, for me, in this region that I'm looking in, April will be a good time. This is not the best time to be selling. This is a great time, though, to be buying, right? Um, and blizzards, I also see blizzards ramping up in some places. And here's the issue. We've gotten almost no snow where I live. We haven't had a white Christmas, really, not a true white Christmas, for such a long time. But places that aren't used to getting blizzards are getting them. And they're coming faster and like heavier and harder, um, at unpredictable times. Like this last one with New York, it came 12 hours early, right? And it's causing a lot of mayhem. And unfortunately, that means a loss of human life. So please, 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 if you are not used to a blizzard, um, plan on it coming earlier than expected. You may be wrong a lot of times. Okay. A lot of times they do the big hype on the news and they say, oh, the big blizzard's coming and nothing happens. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. Okay. And another tidbit too, because I know some of you are now colder than what you normally would be. Okay. Now, as a longtime New Englander, we know a few tricks. One trick that you can do to keep your heating bill lower is use a heated blanket. The last heated blanket I bought on the box says $30 a year is what you use in electricity. And it means that you don't have to keep the heat cranking so much. And if you have cats and dogs, they love it. And both of my girls have little heated beds. I got them on Amazon. They weren't very much money. I actually got them on sale for $20 a piece. And once again, they use almost no electricity. So little things like that. And also too, it's kind of funny, but I don't know if you saw, um, members, you saw me pre-op, with the Johnny and my little stuffed animal, and everybody saw the post-op picture that Michael put up, and you saw me holding a stuffed animal, right? That stuffed animal has a higher purpose. Because I was having so much pain, I wanted like some kind of heating pad, but I don't want to be tethered to a cord, right? So something that you can do that's good for your body if you're in pain, but also that helps to keep you warm and that you can keep in your bed is these stuffed animals, $20 at TJ Maxx. You take the pouch out, you put it in the microwave for about a minute and you put it in there. It feels good when you're, holding it on you. Of course, right after surgery, though, you do want ice, right? Just let me say that. But when you have abdominal surgery, for those of you who don't know, it feels good to press something against your belly, like a pillow or a stuffed animal. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay. I see you guys talking about rescue cats. Yes. So something that you can do, because my sister that passed, Annie's mother, used to rescue cats. And so they are not meant to be out in this cold. They do not survive very well. And you can buy these houses. My sister had some great houses that you can, keep heated, and they're heated, right? They're actually made for this. Amazon does sell them. She actually converted like the bottom part of her house into this. She made like an entryway for the cats, and it did that. But yeah, there's lots of things that we can do. And I think we all need to sort of help each other get through this tough time because we're all having weather that we're not expecting. And I'm just telling you, it's not going to get any better in 2023. That's why I'm talking about it. Okay. Kamala. I see her gaining strength in 2023. Now, we don't hear that much about her. I think she does her job quietly without much fanfare. But I think that's going to change a little bit. I see her in 2023 really like becoming a powerhouse, stepping into her power, becoming her true self, really just being genuine and authentic. And I just see us like watch, because I'm literally getting images of us like watching her on the news and seeing her more and more and more, and doing more for us as a country. Okay. So she is someone to keep an eye on. Okay. Oh, something that I wanted to mention too, because I do, and I know I've mentioned this in the past, I get asked a lot about, well, I collaborate with this new channel and that new channel. And so many of us have had so many bad experiences with trying to help newcomers that I made up my mind for 2023, which is I'm really just going to focus on my members who with some of them have done it with my help and guidance. Some of them have done it all on their own, started their own channels. And so for some of them who really are putting time and effort into their channels, I am going to go on their channels and help them. And I thought I would surprise, two of them it's going to be a surprise. Three, though, I am promising to help already. Um, Gertrude had asked me, and yes, I'm going to go on Gertrude's channel. She is wonderful. She does channel the Raw Collective also. And they don't know it, but Ivana and Terry. So my members, Ivana and Terry, I will go on your channel if you would like me to. And if not, that's fine too. But if you would like me to, and I'll promote your channel, and, it's my way of giving back, but it's also my way of controlling who it is that I'm working with, because I have had some doozies when it comes to helping these newcomers. So Terry's seeing it. Okay. Yes. I thought that'd be a nice surprise. Yes, and Ivana deserves it too. So, okay. Moving along. So I see 2023 as like we're hitting the reset button, right? Because we're getting ready for fourth density. We're doing a lot of purging. Somebody asked me about extraterrestrials. This is getting us ready. This is going to be like the beginnings of having some extraterrestrial sightings. I don't foresee anybody landing on the White House lawn. What I do see is two things. One, I do see that there's going to be sightings towards the west coast of the US going over to Asia, that region. I'm not seeing it so much where I live here in New England, but, say California, Arizona, that part of the US going over to the coast of Asia. Okay. So that I am definitely seeing. The other thing that I'm seeing is people are going to be getting more and more downloads. You're going to be getting information, upgrades, like things are going to be happening that you just don't even know how and why. And, but you're getting all this information, and you may even be getting some visitations in your sleep or in your channelings, your automatic writings, your meditations, that sort of thing. And they're all going to be benevolent, wonderful ETs. Okay. They're avoiding, oh gosh, Sharon says they're avoiding Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. These are very wise extraterrestrials. They know to avoid her, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, the one thing I wanted to tell you, I did finish getting all my biopsies back. I didn't tell you this. And they all came back no cancer. So that is what I thought. The only thing that's kind of interesting is where I was having the bulk of the pain. I had two one, a rare tumor, and the other one was a very rare tumor. And so, but yes, good news. I just thought, I forgot that I hadn't updated you because I'm not like doing videos like I have been because I've been just resting. So, and really I credit a lot of it to you. I do thank all of you for all of the support that you've been giving me and being so understanding and giving me this time to just heal. Because here's the thing, right now I'm not in pain, but I am a bit tired and I need to build up my stamina. So yes, so I just thought I would share that good news with you. I do see some more turmoil worldwide. Okay. No, the war in Ukraine's not going to end tomorrow, but it is. There's going to be some skirmishes here and there. But it's getting us ready for fourth density. I do see more spiritual awakenings. Okay. So that also means some more dark nights of the soul. Okay. There could be some days where you don't feel like getting out of bed. You feel tired, a bit down, a bit anxious. But you have to remember what's on the other side of that is spiritual enlightenment. It's like you're being reborn. Like you're being reincarnated in this incarnation. And I see a lot of people have been, going through this. On the little bit more of a negative side, I do see more shootings, unfortunately. And clearly they have to happen because our politicians aren't making changes. Now, I do see some new laws coming out, with gun regulation, but I am not seeing any bans, and I'm not seeing anything that is enough. in my opinion. In my opinion. Okay. If you get seasick, I'm just going to move this camera a little bit, so you might want to look away. Okay. And there will be around the world some acts of terrorism still, because we're not in fourth density yet, you see. So there's going to be a little bit of that still there. Okay. Um, but I'm not seeing so much of that in 2024. Like, this is like the last hurrah for the negative people, right? So I do see some more vaccines coming out for the virus, as I call it, so I don't trigger anything in the algorithm. And I also see more medications for the virus. You know, once you get it, a medication that you can take to get better. I see some improvements with that. Oh, Moxie, welcome to membership. I also, here's something good. You know how right now we're struggling with the flu and RSV, that respiratory virus that's going around? I do see that declining, and I don't see it hitting us as hard come this time next year, okay? I think it was more of the fact that we were all inside and wearing masks and that sort of thing, that it really hit us hard. So I do see that declining. If you know me, you know that I love Apple products. When I do like my, how to be a YouTuber video, I always say the one thing I wish I had known was to just buy an iPhone. That would have saved me so much heartache. Apple, I see them really growing in 2023. Okay. As well as Amazon, and that's including Amazon Prime. I see Amazon Prime making some really good moves with like movies and studios and that sort of thing. And I see that with Apple too. So those two companies I do see growing. I do see an uptick in the virus, cases of the virus in China, unfortunately. I do see that as being an issue. I think they're going to have a really tough time getting that under control. So yes, Christina says, please hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button, because it means that other people get to see the video when you do that, right? That's how the algorithm works. I also see more protests in China, Iran, and Peru. I know a lot of people are asking about some other countries, but when I asked the Raw Collective, they said those are the ones that you're going to see a lot of turmoil because they have so much that they need to change at this moment. And just keep your eye on it. Terry asks, do I see, I think you mean Tesla doing okay? I think they're going to have all sorts of issues. First of all, first of all, their owner it has some issues, right? And that trickles down. But the other thing that I'm seeing, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'll just say it now, is that I do see improvements in electric cars. And I see Tesla as having real competition coming their way. And I don't know how they're going to withstand it, because Elon has a sense of arrogancy. And I get it. He's smart. He knows how to make money. I think he should be proud of some of the things he's done, but I think he's also taken things too far. And now he has sort of kind of lost his mind and he's become very negative. Breakthrough in Parkinson's. Yes, Mary Ann, that I do. And I do see it with light therapy. The Ra have talked about that. And I think when they say light therapy, if I remember correctly, it has to do with infrared light therapy. Okay. But here's the other thing that they have said to me about so many illnesses. The cure exists. It's being suppressed, which is so frustrating. That is so frustrating. Hello, Annie from Santa Clarita. And you know why? Because it's going to cost like nothing to have this infrared. They showed me it looks like a hat, like a little more than a baseball cap that you would put on that you buy once or that you go to a center and use. It's not going to be a money-making pill that Will the tax credit come back? Yes, I do believe that we are going to be getting some relief in terms of like tax credits, child credits, those sort of things. Yes, I do think that that's going to get better. Yes, Dina says there's no money in cures. Yes. Yeah, Nancy, I do think the child tax credit is going to come back. Yeah. A cure for Lyme disease. I did not specifically see that. It is interesting. My own mother did have Lyme disease. My mother was an extremely healthy woman, and she did get it because, well, let's face it, if you live anywhere near Connecticut, Lyme disease is a huge problem, isn't it? And the way that they cured her was they did something that was, they said, illegal in medical terms. They actually gave her way too much antibiotics. They said, we know that we're giving you too much antibiotics, but we also know that it's going to get rid of it. And it did. Now, the downside is that can create a superbug, right? But my mother, it did get rid of it. Oh, thank you so much, Janice, for the donation. Oh, and I love the little puppy. Thank you. Yes. And let me tell you what your donations went to the last time. So I was going to give to the Veterans Home, and then something happened. They got a humongous donation. The police decided to do a big fundraiser for our Veterans Home, and they got this huge amount for Christmas. And so they weren't asking for anything. And so I was like, oh boy, okay, well, that's who I always give my money to. So what am I going to do now? And in my town, and if you guys don't have this in your town, I'm going to suggest this to you. So every town has a Facebook page, right? And on my town's Facebook page, every few months, somebody will make a post saying, what is something that you need that you cannot afford right now? And hopefully you see if somebody can maybe match up. Well, this grandmother posted that she's been battling cancer and she will not be able to purchase her 4 grandchildren Christmas presents this year. And matter of fact, she wishes that she just had pajamas that fit her because the chemo made her lose so much weight. And I did a little checking, make sure like this is legit, this is real. And yes, this poor woman was really suffering. And she had 4 beautiful grandchildren, 2 that are babies. And I contacted her. And so this is where your money went. We gave Christmas to this family. I said, what would they like? Because I have no clue what babies like. And one was a teenager. And what do I know? And so that is what the money went to. So, she was struggling. And, thanks to your donations, we made her Christmas and her grandchildren's Christmas. And I'm sure her 2 daughters' Christmas a little bit brighter. So, whenever we can do some good, and really, if your town doesn't do that, I highly suggest it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do because you never know. I mean, one time I did have an extra iPhone and, I didn't turn it in because I wasn't decided if I wanted to keep the extra one for my business or turn it in. And like somebody asked, they really needed one, and they couldn't afford it. And, so you never know. If you don't ask, you don't know. I blocked somebody from my channel because last month when I advertised all of my offerings through membership, she kind of like lost her mind. She was like, how could you do this? For all of us that can't afford it, this is so mean. And I'm thinking, well, how do you watch TV, right? I mean, you have a commercial every 2 seconds. But I mean, I created a whole community that I'm extremely proud of, right? And the thing is, if she wasn't so nasty and like attacking me, I actually would have just given her a membership. I can do that. And so that's the thing. But that, I don't know. Like I told you in my last video in 2023, I am blocking out the negativity. But moving along, my friends. Oh my gosh, Lorraine, you have 8 grandchildren. Good heavens. I have 2 cats. That's enough. I also think in 2023, we're going to see 45 really go to court. Now, for all of you that have been sitting there like, when is justice coming for him? It's 2023. I do see him going to court. I do see images of us like watching it on TV. Okay. I do also see him getting very, very ill. I know some people are seeing him like escape. And I'm just wondering, because I'm not getting that. And I never have gotten that because they're watching him constantly. I mean, he's not going anywhere. It'd be like pretty much impossible. Uh, but I'm wondering if what they're seeing is him like disappearing because of health reasons. So yeah, because I've also said I've actually never seen him going to jail. Uh, I don't think he's healthy enough to make it that long. Um, Marcia says some people are absolutely nutty and only positive vibes here. Yes. Um, so yes, this is the year that we do see him in court again and again and again and again, which also means too that we're going to be starting to see Elon. Like I said, he's going to be the next most litigated man. He doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. So yeah, yeah. A lot of you are saying you've never seen him escaping either. Yeah, no, or yeah. House arrest is a real possibility. Absolutely. The ankle monitor. Could you imagine? What's he going to do? Get like a Louis Vuitton ankle monitor? I don't know how that works. Dina points out a good point. He's become irrelevant, and that's his biggest fear. Isn't that for some people, like that's a fate worse than death? If your ego is that big, can you imagine? You know? I also see a development in weight loss medicine, something that we don't already have. Something that really makes it so it actually and safely gets rid of the cravings. Because I think some people, you know, like they've stretched out their stomach too much, so they need to eat a lot and they get hungry and it's so tough. And, you know, I do see some actual progress in weight loss medicine. Um, and like I said, I wrote this down again twice, heading towards world peace. But here's the thing, as we're heading towards world peace, that means we're going to have a little less stability in that interim because we don't have world peace yet, right? So that means that there's going to be some chaos first, a bit of turmoil. But it's so worth it. We just have to keep our eye on the prize. Okay. With that said, so what's going to cause some of that instability? Well, North Korea is still going to be doing their missile tests. I do not see them standing down. I still don't think he's alive, by the way, because like I always say, when I read energy, I read thoughts. I don't read any thoughts from him. I do not believe that that is him, Kim Jong-un that I'm speaking of. And so I do think that he's going to keep doing his thing. Do I think it's going to amount to anything? No, but I think he's going to be a pain in our backside. Like I have said, because the Ra told me this right from the beginning, is that the pandemic, I mean, and it's becoming an endemic, right? But it's going to last a total of 10 years from beginning to end. But really, for the most part, not as serious. No big, huge lockdowns for us in the States. I haven't looked at it country by country. Like I said, China's going to struggle. Okay. They need to pull it together. And like I said, I'm seeing huge protests over there. But you know what? They need it because they need to have change, don't they? They need to have change over there. I also think this is going to be a year that we hear a lot about women in politics. So you may know for the first time in Massachusetts, Charlie Baker just stepped down today as governor. And for the first time, we have a female governor, and she is openly gay. And so things are changing. Politics are starting to reflect us a bit more. But I really think like 2023 is going to be like the year of women in politics. Very strong women coming forward that we hear about that really make change. I see them not tolerating a lot of garbage, that they're going to be the ones to really help us purge what no longer serves the highest good. Okay. I do see a new pope. Some of you were asking me about that. And here's the reason why. It's not that I necessarily see this one passing, but I think he wanted to retire. And I think it would have been unprecedented to have 2 retired popes. It was so unusual that the last one did, right? And so I do think we're going to see a new pope in 2023. Do I see that this being the end of popes, leading the Catholic Church and the Vatican? No, I don't see that yet. I do see that eventually that will happen. There will be a time when we no longer have popes, but it's not anytime soon. Okay. I'm not seeing that. I'm also seeing more use of virtual reality technology. That's something that the rat talked to me a lot, particularly with surgeries. So in the surgery rooms, in operations, for people like me, well, I mean, look at even like me, my, human hands didn't touch me. Think about that for a second. And I don't have like stitches and all of that, even though I had such major surgery. My doctor sat there, like with like joysticks, like she's playing, a game, using a robot. And so I think we're going to be using virtual reality more and more. And also, and I don't know exactly what this means because I understand what it means for surgery, of course, but for psych issues, helping people with psychological issues. So doing something to help with depression and anxiety and that sort of thing. So I think, keep your eye out on VR. Also, 3D printing. 3D printing is something that I love. I do think it is the way of the future. We're a long ways off from having it perfected, right? But I do see us down the road because, like I told you, I specialize in 20 years out. Because one thing that I see when I look 20 years out, there's almost none of those big trucks on the road delivering our goods. You want something from Amazon, you hit the button and you print it. That's what I see coming. But in 2023, I do see us using it more and more for everything from regular goods. I think they're going to start experimenting with food and also organs for organ transplants. So I think 3D printing and virtual reality and these new electric cars. And okay, here's something that I don't know a lot about, but I do see something with batteries. Because the Ra was saying to me, one of the flaws with these cars is something to do with batteries, and batteries are going to be improved. So keep that in mind. And I don't mean like household batteries, I do mean batteries in connection to these cars. Okay. So keep your ears out for that. I also see animal rights greatly improving. I do see, animals being farmed less and less. I see farmed animals getting more and more rights, the ones that do end up, being murdered. But I also, too, with wildlife, I see our wildlife animals getting more and more rights, more and more protections. So for all of my animal rights activists, this is going to be a good year. Okay. This is going to be a good year for animal rights. So for everybody that, loves animals, this is the year that I think we start seeing actual laws and legislations and all of that really coming forward. The airlines. I don't think that the head of Southwest is going to survive. Career-wise, let me say career-wise, obviously. Even though I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of stress that he's under that he isn't well. Oh, Scott Allen, thank you so much. Oh, and thank you for the dancing avocado. Thank you for the donations. So yeah, I don't see Southwest's CEO surviving, and I would not be surprised if there is a big airline merger involving Southwest. Okay, so keep your ears out for that. Taylor Swift. It's interesting. This is the second time now Taylor Swift has come onto my radar because she's not somebody that I really think about one way or the other. But she's come onto my radar again. And what she is going to have as an issue. Apparently she has a big tour coming up, starting this spring, going throughout the summer and all of that. Is that I do see her not taking care of her health. I see her getting really fatigued and having to cancel some concerts and events and, having some disappointed people. I don't know if she'll cancel or reschedule, but I do see that there is something there. Okay. So if you are a Taylor Swift fan, make sure to remind her to practice self-care and get some rest and, all of that. But I do see her not being able to do every single concert. Last thing that I got, make sure because I wrote down so much. The Royals, and as you know, they're not someone that I usually read on very much as an American, but I see a lot of healing going on with the royal family. Okay, now that Queen Elizabeth has passed, they're sort of going to be moving forward in a slightly different direction. And oh, someone said they hope Taylor Swift is okay. I don't see anything bad for her, but I see her like needing to get bed rest. I didn't see anything like enormous, like she's gonna be, like having surgery and all this and that. No. But I do see that she's going to be canceling some concerts. She's gonna overdo it. Um, so I see a lot of healing within the royal family, right? Because there is a rift with the brothers. Um, but I don't see what I don't see is Harry being a working royal anytime in 2023. Okay. So, and I'm almost hesitant to say this because I know I'm seeing something, but I'm not quite sure what it is that I'm seeing. Okay. Because part of what causes the healing is that something negative is going to happen, and it's going to bring the brothers together. Um, and of course, like, you don't want to say anything terrible is going to happen to any family, right? But I think something significant is going to happen that causes them to have to come together. And but I don't see Harry becoming a working royal. I don't really think he has that interest at this time. But I also say never say never. I think maybe down the road that could happen. But I'm reading 2023 and I don't see that happening, but I do see a lot of healing within that family though. So all right, everybody. Um, so we went like 46 minutes here. It was such a pleasure. Just being back, building up my stamina, and I will post the link for membership right under this video, but please go to the community tab and see all the lives that I'm doing, and because I love doing all those lives. Yeah, people started to ask me what's the negative thing. I don't know because I'm being blocked from seeing it. That's the thing. I'm being blocked. And so I know it's something that's not supposed to be announced yet. So I'm just going to leave it there. But all right, everybody, it was a pleasure. And I can't wait to get back to doing my readings tomorrow for my clients. Like, it's like enough of just sitting around already. So, okay, everybody, please have a beautiful and safe evening. And I'll see you all again in a few days. Bye, everyone.